When I, was in high school, I had a number of aspirations, and I was doing reasonably okay at that time. And what ended up sort of coming together was that I did some neuroscience research at the Rockefeller University under the mentorship of a guy named Dr. Richard Hunter, and competed in these science competitions. One of them was the Intel Westinghouse and the New York City Science and Engineering Fair, and I did pretty well. And so I really wanted to pursue neuroscience or something in brain science or related to the mind, because that's always been something that's been fascinating to me. But when I got to college and I started struggling with depression, I got to the point where I couldn't really function. I wasn't showing up to classes. I remember when I was in some of my more depressed periods, I went weeks, even at one point I think I went 2 months without shaving. And I was on a full tuition scholarship at the University of Rochester, so it was, they had given me this scholarship, and now I wasn't able to show up. I wasn't able to really do all of the things that they felt that I was capable of doing. It took some time for me to come to terms with what I was going through, but by the time that I kind of had come back from college, was struggling, had pretty much dropped out, I had reduced my aspirations to basically just, I'm going to, get a regular, a management job or, something like that. I figured that I would just work my way up somewhere and try to stay functional. That was my aspiration, was just to be functional. Finally, I started doing the TMS treatment with Dr. McMullen. On one dimension, right, in terms of the actual treatment and the results, I really honestly did not expect much. I and my father were kind of grasping at straws at that point. I had already tried a number of different traditional, less common treatments and so on, and I was just kind of like, whatever, I'll do it because I have nothing to lose. Early on, like maybe 8th or 9th treatment, I started kind of feeling a difference, but even before that, my father, who I had been living with at the time, was noticing that I was more active, I was out of my room more often. Over the course of the treatment, I was able to actually reduce the medications and then eventually go off of them. So I think that what happened was that having had some way to really reduce the depression that I was going through, I was able to finally, have some self-esteem that allowed me to take my own inner life more seriously, And then after I sort of finished, completed the course of treatment, I finally was able to move out of my father's house. So I've been living on my own since then. And at the moment, tutoring, I'm able to get up and go for a run or go to the gym. And I have a wonderful girlfriend who seems like we may spend our lives together. So that's a really nice change in my life. I still have a long road ahead, but I have hope.
Do you want Oliver's story to become your story? It's time to try something different.